Well, what do you think? Are those people you see on the TV game show, are they really for real? Well, the answer is yes. Certainly at the Wheel of Fortune it is. On that program, they come from all around the country. And if you ever thought about being a contestant, watch what goes on and see if you have the right stuff. See if you have what it takes to spin the big wheel. As entertainment reporter J.C. Corcoran of KSDK Radio begins his series, Behind the Wheel.
For some reason, over 40 million Americans watch Wheel of Fortune every day. That's millions more than any game show has ever generated. You know how it works. Vanna smiles, you spin the wheel, Pat makes a joke, you buy a vowel, Vanna smiles, you spin the wheel, someone takes a guess at the puzzle, Vanna smiles, and the winner goes home with prizes. Simple. And while it's fun to watch and play along with at home, that's about as involved as most of us want to get.
I don't know. I'm just not that smart. I'm pretty smart at home, but I don't think it would be on the show.
The whole Wheel of Fortune extravaganza begins right here in Hollywood at Trans-American Video, home of Merv Griffin Enterprises, right near the famous intersection of Hollywood and Vine. This is where your average person walks in off the street to qualify to become a contestant. Wheel of Fortune runs regular announcements on the show and places ads in Southern California newspapers inviting people to take a series of tests. First, though, there's a questionnaire. You're allowed one TV game show appearance in any 12-month period, and only 3 appearances in any 10-year span. The test, pretty much what you might expect, kind of a written version of the game. About a dozen top scorers on the written test will stay. The rest are invited to come back in 30 days to try again. The semifinalists then get some pointers before a mock game is played.
Remember, a person is not necessarily a proper name. You might get one in there that's a type of person.
That mock game includes a Vanna White stand-in and someone to play Pat Sajak, while the production staff watches carefully for people with a sense of humor who look to be having the most fun with the game.
We keep telling them it's only a game show. We do know, however, that it means a lot to these people. They are really looking forward to being on the show, but you can't get so tense about those prizes that you can't keep your head clear and play tough.
The contestants don't know it, and I'm sure we weren't supposed to either, but there's a little marker on the back of this wheel, and with just a signal from the producer, the girl doing the spinning can make it stop on the bankrupt or lose the turn section during the mock game only, and it's done simply to expedite the selection process. Today, 5 of over 50 people trying out for the show actually made it. Sometime in the next 12 months, they'll be scheduled to appear on Wheel of Fortune, and they'll see for themselves what goes on behind the wheel. The only way you will is if you stay with us. Later this week, some things you don't see at home, plus Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
He's so funny.
Now, you aren't supposed to be shooting me
rip him out of your shirt,
doing this.
just pull him right.
For Cover Story, J.C. Corcoran, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
The producers of Wheel of Fortune do make regular trips to cities all around the country looking for additional contestants, but if you are going to be in Los Angeles and you'd like to audition, you can participate in the kind of audition you saw there. You can call Wheel of Fortune at area code 213-520-5555. Isn't that nice? It's 213-520-5555. Well, whether it's just the excitement of the game, the big money prizes, or maybe Vanna's backless gowns, the show has certainly become a real part of Americana. But any success story, of course, has to start someplace. It has to start with an idea, and Wheel of Fortune is no exception. But if you saw the original idea the show started out with 7 years ago, you probably wouldn't recognize it. Here's entertainment reporter J.C. Corcoran of KSDK Radio with part 2 of Behind the Wheel.
Merv Griffin. For most of America, he's the likable former talk show host. For the world of television syndication, he's the genius behind a $250 million empire that developed, distributed, and until recently owned Wheel of Fortune. Though the original idea for the show surfaced in 1974, surprisingly little remains of that idea today.
Our 3 contestants sat on a couch, and there was a coffee table in front of them, and there was an upright wheel, and then the phone would ring on the coffee table and give them clues, and then they would kind of get up from the couch and walk around this very luxurious store and pick their merchandise. So it's changed a lot.
I don't care who you are, what you do for a living, or how much money you make. You have dreamt of standing here and doing this.
It's just fun because there's all these prizes to choose from. You always win at home, and it's great. You just spin this wheel, the letters come out, all this money, and you get to win.
You know, I like to think I add something to the show. Vanna obviously does. You know, it's a good game. You know, we have nice ceramic prizes, lots of good things. But none of it adds up to being the phenomenon it is.
It's 30 minutes of escape. You can enjoy yourself with the family. The whole family can sit in front of the game. I get fan letters from babies who can't even write or talk. The babies love watching me clap, or they like to see the wheel go around. And women have, their children have learned the alphabet from this. So it's an educational show. It's a fun show. It's entertaining.
The color TV, the couch, the chess set, nice prizes. But as you watch these people, you get the idea the prizes aren't the reason they're playing the game. One of the contestants we talked to was 23-year-old Denise Doherty, an aspiring actress from Scottsdale, Arizona. She won over $10,000 in prizes.
I loved the game. When I auditioned for it, I wanted to play this game. I said, I don't care. You know, I don't care if I win anything. I just want to play this game. But then, after I made it, you know, so I think, well, as long as I made it, I might as well, you know, win.
So, if over 40 million Americans watch the wheel, even though I'm sure at least several million of them would probably deny it, you shouldn't be surprised. Why not take a girl from Arizona, put her on TV, let her win some prizes, and make her famous?
Clancy lowered the boom.
Yes, you did it. You started before the buzzer. That's the way.
For Cover Story, J.C. Corcoran, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Now, tomorrow night in part 3 of JC's series, we're going to show you how the program is actually made, how it's produced. You'll see how the big letterboard works and how sound effects are added to the program. And you'll also, all this coming up, and you'll also sit in on the Wheel of Fortune rehearsal. I've always wondered how that went around. You know,
of course,
we'll figure that out.
The real secret of success, of course, at our 6 o'clock news.
That's correct. In part 3 of his Cover Story series, Channel 5's entertainment reporter J.C. Corcoran of KSDK Radio shows us how the program is made and what goes on behind the scenes.
If you've ever seen a television show being made, you've no doubt said to yourself, wow, this is different than what I expected. In the case of Wheel of Fortune, the studio audience and other various thrill seekers get to see the actual work that goes into the finished product. When you're at home watching Wheel of Fortune on TV, you see a quick, fast-paced production. That's what you see. Here's what you don't see. Long before Pat and Vanna even get out of makeup, the action on the set of Wheel of Fortune is underway. Today's contestants get some last-minute instructions on how to spin the wheel properly.
You pull it toward you and you push off and around it goes.
And while the prize board is assembled, the stagehands bring out the pieces of the star of the show. No, I don't know what this guy is doing either. Then, so the cameramen can set up their shots, the Pat and Vanna stand-ins do a quick run-through.
Well, thank you very much for that applause. Welcome to Wheel of Fortune, and what I'd like you to do now is welcome our hostess coming through the curtains, Peggy Lavelle. Here she is.
To answer your questions, yes, there really is a cameraman in the rafters who shoots the wheel. Yes, they really do feed the contestants, and yes, all the details are covered. Then announcer Jack Clark warms up the audience and the show is rolling, although things aren't always as glamorous as they might seem. While the TV camera focuses on what it sees, the action it doesn't see may be the real story. As the contestants pick their letters, the director cues the guy running the lights on the letterboard so Vanna knows which boxes to turn, while this gal keeps track of the money totals. And you thought Pat did that all in his head. After a puzzle has been solved, it's time for a commercial, and Vanna takes a short trip down the hall so the new puzzle can be assembled. Down still another hallway is announcer Jack Clark, who follows the prize selections on index cards and then gets his moment of glory.
Bernice, we start with Landis Silver's assortment of Maestri bar accessories.
Next to Clark is the sound effects man, whose job it is to hit the tape with the appropriate number of bells.
Is there an L?
Yeah, 2 L's. Now we're talking. Please, you have $2,700 sitting in front of you.
I'd like to...
Back in the studio, the producers call it a wrap, and another Wheel of Fortune is in the can. Pat and Vanna compare notes, and another contestant walks away with a stack of prizes and the story of his life. Tomorrow night, the Wheel's First Lady talks about the show, her life, and why her poster wasn't more revealing.
Because I'm a shy girl. I can't show off that stuff.
For Cover Story, J.C. Corcoran, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Okay, well, Wheel of Fortune usually tapes only twice a week, and sometimes just in one day they will tape all 5 shows for that week. That means that after each show is finished, Pat and Vanna slip into a wardrobe and change their outfit so it doesn't look like they're wearing the same clothes all week long. I understand that's common for those game shows. Do
Or
all
we could
five
do
in
that.
one
We could
day.
do all the newscasts in one day and just
Doesn't
save them
work
up.
for us,
No, not
no.
for us.